Good morning. Welcome to another fine Montana day. Behind me are three elements of our electric power generation system. Right there are the devices we use to interconnect with the utility and also to protect firemen if they ever had to come and put out a fire in our house. And then right there in that little door there is where we have our batteries and our inverter, our charger. It's basically a solar porch. That's what we think of it as. And then right up there, kind of in the trees, just so the trees don't grow over the top of it, are our 8 solar panels, 208 watt solar panels. We used to have 9, but the wind blew one of them out a couple months ago. We've had no reason to replace it because nobody buys our extra power. The utility has it so that if we don't use it, they get to keep it for free. And so what we've decided to do is just limit it to 9 kilowatt hours that they get, and then instead of hundreds and hundreds of kilowatt hours. And then we've been finding uses for it. The reason I'm showing this to you is because this is very much like the situation that the large hyperscalers, the Amazons and the Facebook people, all the people that are pressing for people to invest money in alternative intelligence. They are in the same situation, and they're finding that they can't make the utilities and the states that regulate those utilities move fast enough to get them the electricity that they need to do all the things that they hope to do to make all the money that they've invested their money towards. And frankly, I think they're going to lose their shirts, at least this first go around. But it'll be a learning process, very expensive tuition. We used to call that tuition when we lost money, learning something the hard way. But nevertheless, there's a lot to be learned. And I have attached to this presentation a paper that's been just circulating recently by a large international firm that advises the C-suites of the hyperscalers. The C-suites are the chief executive officer, chief operating officer, chief marketing officer. It tells them kind of what's going on collectively in their world. And it's an interesting paper because they interviewed 100 people that influence the AI industry. And they've come up with this paper called The Grid, Our National Power System at the Crossroads. It's a very interesting paper. And basically, the AI people are saying, 95% of them are saying that the private contracts, smart contracts that are negotiating with different entities behind the meter, in other words, before they have to even deal with the utility, are the way things are going to be done in the future. I believe them. I think they're probably right. And so I investigated what we could do here at our house behind the meter. And actually we can do a lot. It turns out that our measly 8 panels, even though we've used up, we have all these things like our solar, our electrically powered snow plow, electric powered lawnmower, electric powered weed eater, electric powered stove, electric ignited furnace. Now we got a new one put in. We got all that stuff. We still have extra power left over, and it's available at certain times of the day. And even without that one panel, and even with some of the panels having degraded over 19 years that we've had them, turns out that our tracker, that's on a ZoneWorks tracker, offsets any degradation in the panel. So we're doing great. We were getting 92 watts of power last night at 7 o'clock at night, which that's pretty good. But what I've learned is that our power that we have been generating only goes to the batteries as far as the batteries need them to charge. And so we have a whole lot of power that's just disappearing. The charger just chokes it off, doesn't let it go. As long as we don't let it go to the utility and we don't let it go into our house or have no need for it in our house, and there's no need for it in the battery, it just goes away. It's quite a bit. And very roughly speaking, I'd have to, prove it to you, I suppose, but it looks like We have about 1,500 watts of power a day, and that probably translates into the ability to get about $7 to $10 a day income using blockchain technology that these hyperscalers are using in their smart contracts. And the blockchain technology is part of what's called Web 3. You know, most of us that thought we were with it are in Web 2, where we're using the internet, interacting and all that kind of stuff. But actually the world's on Web 3. And in Web 3, blockchain technology is the thing. And it allows us to put a box up alongside of our, in our solar porch. It's got fans on it. It's got 6 NVIDIA chips. It's not exactly the same device that's in these huge data centers. They have 350 kilowatt capacity. And that means times the hours that they run, kilowatt capacity devices compared with one that would handle our 1,500 kilowatts. But anyhow, it's the same idea. And the box keeps track of what power we generate, and then through a telephone wire, somebody gets credit for it, pays us back with blockchain technology in electric coins. What do they call them? Stable coins. Goes into a wallet. And I guess after we pay off the device, which worst case costs about $3,600, but they're on the eBay right now. If you go to eBay and look at mining rigs, just look for mining rigs, you'll see all the people that have tried to make money just off their house current and lost their shirts because electricity prices are going up so fast that their house current is no longer cheap enough to justify it. But we have free electricity, 1,500 kilowatt hours. So we can do this, and I gave it some thought. My wife, we talked about it, and we could see no good coming from it because basically they were either crypto miners or AI data people. And actually, I'd rather see some good come from what we're doing here. And I think that if the next legislature doesn't get with the program and realize it's in a different world and doesn't forget its humanity, that we will act on this after the next legislature. And I think it would be part of asking Helen to form a microgrid, and then all of us get together on Web 3 and go around the utility. And but the state of Montana has an opportunity to use Web 3 to bring together resources around the outside of the utility instead of relying on the utility to make these huge decisions for our state, and begin to reserve ways for people to get what they need off of the web instead of being controlled by the utility or by these hyperscalers in their C-suites. I guess they've forgotten their humanity, but they're going to learn it pretty damn fast when the market crashes, I guarantee it. Okay, that's all I got to say right now. It's been quite an education for us, and have a great day. Bye.